What's up, 5'9" gaming trainers, and welcome back to another Pokemon Unite video on the channel. Today, we have actually just recently got news as of Monday of the week that this will be going up, that Blissey is the next Pokemon in Pokemon Unite, and a lot of people were really caught off guard by this. However, I think there's actually a really good reason, and we're going to be discussing today why Blastoise was not actually the next Pokemon meant for Pokemon Unite. So if you enjoy, make sure to leave a like on the video, and subscribe for more 5'9" gaming content, while hitting the notification bell when you do, so you get notified of all 5'9" gaming content, and leave a comment below when you think Blastoise will be coming to Pokemon Unite. And with that said, I am joined with a guest today. Please introduce yourself.
Yo, what is going on, everyone? My name is Josh, ultraplayer, and let us talk about Blastoise today.
Yes, so Blastoise is probably, of the Pokemon coming to Unite, in my opinion, the closest there is to a fan favorite among the roster. However, we also had Blissey and Gardevoir confirmed, at the very least, with this set of Pokemon. And Blastoise, shockingly to everyone, to be honest, was the last one to come out. However, I think there are a few reasons for this. And first up, we're going to be discussing our predictions for when we think that Blastoise will be coming out. Now, Josh, would you like to go into your predictions first?
For when Blastoise is coming out, I feel like the obvious thing to say is that it's coming out September 1st, I believe, is the day.
Mm-hmm. That would be the Wednesday.
It seems like, you know, the first one was released 2 weeks ago, and then we have this one coming out Wednesday, so every other Wednesday looks like they might be releasing a new character. Mm-hmm. Although, I think it could also come out much later, just because, which we'll talk about later, we have other characters potentially joining, and maybe they want to put those first and keep Blastoise later for hype reasons. You know, Blastoise, like you said, is a fan favorite, so it's potentially something they're going to use to re-spark more interest in the game after the initial hype has died down. Of course.
See, I personally actually do think that Blastoise might be coming around a lot later, because I think first, before I get to my point, I do want to quickly address why I think that Blastoise was late. If we look at the Unite roster currently, there were actually Pokemon for every generation, I believe, because, since Zeraora is Gen 7, so every generation besides Gen 2 and Gen 3 when the game came out. Actually, Gen 3 had Absol, but every gen besides Gen 2. So Blissey, I feel like, was kind of the next Pokemon logically to come, at the very least, before Blastoise, if not also, I guess Gardevoir was just kind of wild, to be fair. But I feel like just filling up that Gen 2 spot finally on this roster just makes a lot of sense. And on top of that, I actually think that Blastoise will be coming out whenever we get the mobile launch of Pokemon Unite. And I think that's a big selling point, personally, because the Switch launch of Pokemon Unite had Zeraora as an event. Now, I personally think that Blastoise will actually be in a similar position to Zeraora, where it will just be an event that we're going to get to celebrate the mobile launch, whether it's for both consoles or if it's just a mobile exclusive, like you have to download the app to actually get it, and it will just save on your account, or whatever it is. I think it will be used to celebrate the mobile launch regardless for the game. Especially with Blastoise being a starter Pokemon. Starter Pokemon are objectively more popular than a lot of other Pokemon in the games, besides the Gen 5 starters, because a lot of people don't like those. But especially the fact that it is a Gen 1 starter Pokemon, it will ultimately have a lot of hype around it, especially being the missing one. So I do actually think they will be using it to sell the mobile launch personally. Well, not sell, but to get people to download it. So that's my personal thought there. So I think that, especially with your point about it being on a Wednesday in mind, that my guess is that this also kind of narrows down the mobile launch dates to either September 1st, September 15th, or September 29th for the mobile game to be coming out, assuming it does follow that every other week timeline.
Right. I think putting off some more Gen 1 Pokemon is also a good idea. I pulled up the roster, and I didn't realize how stacked it was, but wow.
No, I was gonna say, I think.
Let's see here, Gen 1,
there
Gen
are
1, Gen
10
1,
Gen 1 Pokemon.
Yeah, there's a.
And there are 22 that are, well, there are 21 playable as of right now when this video goes live. 22 when Blissey drops, literally, I think, tomorrow, because I believe the vid is ideally going to be going up on Tuesday this week. So there should be 22 by the time that Blissey drops. And again, 10 of them are Gen 1 Pokemon. And even outside of that, there are still technically 11 Pokemon that come off of Gen 1 Pokemon, seeing that Chansey will be the base for Blissey. So it's technically half, if you count it like that. However, that could also be considered a stretch.
Right. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing how when it actually does drop, because Blastoise is one of my favorites. I really like Blastoise.
Yeah, I would say Blastoise is a very... It's a Pokemon that I know a lot of people like. I know my sister actually just recently got into Unite, and she loves Blastoise. I told her actually to save up enough coins just for it in case if it is a coin Pokemon. So
Probably
I know that there are a fair amount of people. I know a lot of friends who are also saving up for it. So
I know. Gardevoir was a coin Pokemon. Blissey will probably be. I mean, yes. I feel like having them be the coin Pokemon will keep people wanting to come back and get their coins anyway, because otherwise, eventually, you're going to get everything you need in the shop, and then coins are just going to become obsolete.
No, I agree. I was going to say, I think if it's not a coin Pokemon, it kind of has to be an event with mobile launch, because obviously with the Switch console, we had the Zeraora as the Switch launch. So I feel like they will probably do some sort of event. Now, whether it's Blastoise or something else, like maybe they'll do another mythical. I know there have been a ton of mythicals teased, like Jirachi I think was teased. Pretty sure Victini was as well. So just stuff like that. They could always just do another mythical, or even like a Marshadow I've heard rumors about. But I feel like if it's not a mythical, it kind of has to be Blastoise.
God, I'm looking forward to Victini if that's the thing. Quick V-Cree, just destroy the whole... I love Victini, so...
Yeah. And speaking of other Pokemon, I think now we should probably get into... If Blastoise is not the next Pokemon that comes out, which would, assuming again this 2-week timeline, be September 1st, what Pokemon might come before it? Now... a couple things that have been leaked recently have been Sylveon and Greedent. However, there are other Pokemon actually from the beta, such as Clefable, that are still not even teased for the game yet. So what do you think, if anything, will be coming before Blastoise?
I think Sylveon would probably be the most likely. I mean, Greedent is obviously, like, you know, a fan favorite among one or two people. I know we know one person.
Yeah.
But Sylveon, I feel like, is way more of a fan favorite just because of how popular the evolutions are and Eevee in general. And getting Sylveon, which is... I mean, I would say it's probably one of the more popular ones in general just because its design is so good, Fairy type being as big as it was when it came out. I feel like if they're not going to do anything else to keep it hyped, it might be Sylveon. But we also just had a Fairy drop, so maybe that changes anything.
Yeah, I was going to say, Gardevoir literally just dropped. So I don't have as much faith in Sylveon being the next one. And especially with Blissey also being dropped, I don't think that a normal will either be the next Pokemon. Though, to be fair, I mean, type matchups don't really matter, so it's not like they need to worry about balance in that regard.
That's true.
But I do think that, realistically, Blastoise would not have been put on that specific graphic of next Pokemon if it wasn't going to be the third one in this set. So I think that this... in my opinion, spells a mobile launch for Unite on September 1st. However, again, I could totally be wrong. I could totally just do another mythical with that. But that's my personal thoughts. I don't even think that Sylveon and Greedent will touch the game as playable Pokemon, personally. I know a ton of people think they will. I don't even think either will. I think that if any Pokemon was to come out before Blastoise, I think it's Clefable. Because Clefable, at the very bare minimum, was a playable character in the beta for Unite. So I think that at least gives actual substance to that argument. But to be fair, we saw Blissey as a leak first. However, we at least saw moveset screenshots for Blissey. Though, to be fair, even if we did see some for Sylveon and Greedent, and just like there was with Blissey, there's always the option of Photoshop. Someone could just be good at Photoshop, or just good at drawing, and just completely make a leak that looks believable. So,
I know
we've seen full fake trailers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know we have seen in our Pokemon history just like really, really well done leaks, graphics done of Illustrator, just photo manipulators in general, just making whole, just spending days just to create leaks just to mess with people.
Yeah, like there was that whole animation thing for that one fake Pokemon for Sword and Shield, even.
Right.
So who knows? I guess to be fair, maybe they don't need to show moveset screenshots. Maybe we just need to hear it from someone who actually has substance before I'll believe it. But I don't even think those Pokemon will be playable personally, especially not Sylveon.
True.
Limiting an Eevee to one evolution, I think, is insane.
Well,
I think at bare minimum they need to release all of them and then have you pick it pre-game. At very bare minimum.
Right. I mean, to be fair, they don't have to make it so you have to evolve from Eevee into Sylveon. We've seen that with Lucario already. But one thing I do think is also interesting is if we're going to do 2-week releases, a Pokemon every 2 weeks, how long is that going to keep going? Like, are we going to end up with a roster of 200 Pokemon? Or I guess,
that is true.
After 1 year, that would make what? We had 20 when we launched 46? I feel like that's still a pretty big roster.
That would be, that'd be 45. Well, no, 46.
I was going to say, we started with 20, didn't we?
Yeah, no, you're right. For some reason, I thought you said 21 in launch, so I was trying to math from that. But no, you were right. 46. So I mean that is a lot, to be fair. I think it will probably slow down at the very least after the first month or two, but I don't see why they would suddenly just release Blastoise later than 2 weeks. I think at the very least this stretch of 3 will be kept in that pattern. But again, it's literally 2 Pokemon. You can only base so much off of that. It's not like it's like 6 or 7 that have been released on a 2-week period. So who knows? I do think that Wednesday seems to be the popular, at least, update thing though, because they've done the past 3 updates on that, and the game was also launched on a Wednesday, so I think they're just going to do weekly updates for the foreseeable future at least.
I'm kind of curious.
Slow down when it's balanced.
I'm kind of curious if they're going to, if they slow it down and decide not to do it every 2 weeks, if they're going to do multiple every month or so. I feel like that might also be an interesting thing, just like suddenly, like, here's 4 extra Pokemon, go nuts. And people will go nuts because they're like, I want to use 3 of these Pokemon, but I don't have enough coins saved up. What do I do?
Yeah. See, I think realistically I like the pattern more of one every couple weeks, because of the fact that at the very least it lets you save up coins, because even if it's just
like
6,
that.
8Ks,
you like that. We like that. But here's the thing: they want to make money.
No, this is totally true. I'm with you on that. But like
I
realistically,
think it's best to keep it once every 2 weeks so we can actually use them.
Yeah, no, if you're grinding out all your dailies and you're logging in every day and you're doing all of your coins per week, you'll probably get about 3k coins a week, not including level up.
Right.
Like roughly 3k. So like every 2 weeks you can get about 6k coins. So then if you need to, during the 3rd week while you're waiting, like during a patch, grind for an 8k character that you really want, you can. And if you don't want the character, you can just save for the next one. So I feel like that the schedule works really well right now personally, even just for 8k or 10k characters in my opinion. However, I do think they could be a bit kinder with it, but it works well enough. I think that if they mass launch characters though, that would be terrible. That'd be so terrible.
Well, what if they mass launched a couple of like 6k characters?
Even still, I think that the 2-week schedule works really well for that. Because again, you make at most, and not including level up, like about 6k.
Right.
So I think that just mathematically works. Because a lot of people that are like really grinding out the game have probably already hit like 40 now. And I don't know if level up rewards go past that. Last time I checked, they only went up to 40. But I don't check that often, to be fair. So I will say maybe they changed.
I feel bad. I'm only level 19.
I'm only 24 or 23. So, but yeah, no, I think that realistically though, I don't think they have the coins to release more frequently, which is why I'm thinking that the soonest Blastoise would be like September 1st. There's no way it's gonna come out like next week. I think they're just gonna do another beta patch next week to patch things like Gardevoir, which I'm assuming will probably get hit this time, along with anything that maybe was hit too aggressively, or maybe even just Blissey if they notice things right away. However, I think that they'll probably do similar to Gardevoir and just give it at least a couple weeks in the game.
Buff Gengar back. Give me back my invincibility frames.
That'd be broken. That'd be super broken.
At least give me back some of them.
What I will say as well is, while we're on the topic of Pokemon releases, though, I know that as mentioned, there was Sylveon and Greedent, there was Clefable as well that came up. But do you think there are any Pokemon that currently happen to fit really well in comparison to other Pokemon on the roster that can maybe come out sooner or later, or at least around the same time as Blastoise? Because I guess looking at it, Eevee, like, while I don't think that Sylveon will be the Pokemon lock, actually maybe it is, because Sylveon's really the only single evolution for Eevee in a gen. Maybe that's why they chose Sylveon. But I feel like that kind of is the next logical Pokemon after Blastoise, because they have Pikachu, and they always compare Eevee as the starter equivalent of Pikachu, I feel like. Or at least they have been recently. So I feel like that would be like after Blastoise, but I feel like it kind of has to be. Looking at other things, maybe like, well, no, because Alakazam's like a wild Pokemon. So.
I would say the first thing that came to mind was Metagross, just because so we can like maybe start getting out the
pseudos.
Yeah, the pseudos.
Because we only have Garchomp right now.
Yeah, and then do we only have the one steel? Looks like Lucario.
Yeah, so that's a good point. Because, I mean, well, as we mentioned, they don't necessarily need to worry about that, like, for launch order, for balancing sake. I feel like they will try and diversify in other typings, at least. Do we have one of every type right now?
That's what I'm doing right now. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
We don't have a bug type, actually.
Yeah, we do. We have
do?
Webble. That's actually exactly why they have Crustle, I think. It's because of that.
Yeah, it's a bug in a rock type. Yeah, it quite literally feels that. Let's see. So we have grass, poison, fire, flying, electric, water, dark, ice, fairy, normal,
we're missing 2.
fighting.
Hold on, I think
Are
we're
we
missing
really?
2.
Alright, so yeah, so with that in mind, though, it's not like they need to release any new types of Pokemon.
I mean,
Are there
I
any
feel like maybe more
evolution
bug types, because
methods?
like we only have the 1.
Yeah, and it's compared with also our only rock type. So I do still think that is a logical jump, though. So maybe like a Heracross, because I know that, well, no, probably not Heracross, actually. Maybe,
Heracross would actually
maybe
be
Scizor.
flames. Oh, Scizor would also be really good.
Scizor I think would be a cool one. Because that could be it could probably be both a melee and a range attacker. It could be a cool pivot. It really, I think Scizor would actually be a really cool all-arounder, personally. Just looking at what Scizor could be utilized for, because like Bullet Punch would be a cool range attack, U-turn would be a cool melee attack, also be a cool pivot. I think it would just be a really cool all-arounder. And then like the Unite move could just be like a dash or something that could like similar to like Grand Surf, but like as a Unite move, I think something like that. And then it like recharges your attacks if you kill something or something. I don't know. I'm not the developers. I do think that though adding like either that, like a other bug type or a ghost type could be pretty fitting, because again, they're types that we only have like one of, same as ice. But I think that maybe that's for people to plan. But I guess thinking of other Pokemon, like Gen 2 is a lacking gen for Pokemon, so that's where Scizor came to mind. And at the very least, I guess that's not necessarily Pokemon that originates entire line through Gen 2 either. So I wonder what they will add as like a pure Gen 2 Pokemon, because we do kind of still need one of those. But I think that would ultimately be next after Blastoise.
So it looks like there's a lot of 1s. Nothing has more than 3, I think.
Besides Gen 1.
Types. I'm sorry. I'm still on types.
Oh, okay, types.
Blastoise, however, will make the 4th water type, which is actually pretty interesting.
I mean, that kind of makes sense, though, because that's just a generation that had a lot of... Like water types just have a lot of Pokemon because of Hoenn. So... If we look at the Pokedex, what could actually be a bug type from Generation 2?
I think it's just Scizor.
Actually, I think it's just Scizor and Heracross, but Heracross, I feel like... I don't know, it's so weird. I don't know what they would actually add. Because I can't think of... I mean, Ledian, I guess, would be an option.
Oh, no. Not Ledian. No, anything but Ledian.
That'd be a whole Pokemon right there. I could not see Fortress. You could not convince me Fortress would be the next Pokemon after Blastoise. But I think that Ledian could ultimately have a case, because they added stuff like Eldegoss and Cramorant. They were like really weird, like almost unusable Pokemon. And I think that could be like a very... Isn't Ledian a Pokemon in like 3v3?
It is. So it's Frostmoth.
They
I was
probably won't
actually
have
thinking
that.
of like Ice Bug. I'm like, oh, Frostmoth, but even then, I don't think...
That's 4v4, yeah. So it's gonna be weird to see what they'll actually add, because all those Pokemon that could totally fill those niches, I feel like, are already in as wild Pokemon.
Yeah,
so I don't actually know. Maybe Sylveon is the next ad. So glad that we at least figured out. I think we mathematically figured out that Sylveon would be next, I guess, after Blastoise. Right.
We could also see more dragons. I think like more dragons will eventually come, mainly because pseudo legendaries.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if anything, I think arguably if they were to do another dragon, they'd probably wait a bit on pseudos, and they would actually probably go with something that would evolve a bit sooner than level 10. I think.
What's like
so something
that doesn't even need to evolve.
Was my thought.
So something that
my thought was Noivern, but yeah, that's a good point too. It could also be just a dragon that doesn't evolve. So then I guess that's something like a Drampa, Druddigon. Druddigon actually would be really cool.
Oh, you know what? Actually, be a really we mentioned Scizor, but you know what would be a really cool addition? What about Durant?
Oh, Durant. That also could be a cool one, actually.
If they do like
Gen 5 again also doesn't have a lot, and that's weird because Gen 5 has so many Pokemon. It has the most Pokemon in the game, and it only has one representative. So Durant actually could be a really cool Pokemon.
What about if we're gonna do I've mentioned doing multiple Pokemon release. I know you don't like that idea, but what if they made it themed, right? So like Durant and Heatmore, or I'm trying to think of things that would work that doesn't suck, aka Limousin Volpate.
Yeah, no, that's sort of where I'm at right now. I think we've hit all the logical options, but I guess if they were to release, I could totally see maybe like a Durant, I'm forgetting, what's the...
Heatmore?
Oh my god. What's the Pokemon?
A Selgor.
No, that's not the Pokemon.
What are you trying...
What is the thing that, it's synonymous with Durant. Oh my god, this is gonna be another thing.
Kevin Durant, the basketball player.
No, shut up. You're so dumb. What's the other Pokemon?
It's Cavalier.
No, that's a Selgor. What's the Pokemon? Oh, Heatmore.
I said Heatmore like 4 times.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
you
I
said
literally did.
You said a Selgor, a Scavalier,
I promise
and some
you.
other Pokemon.
I promise you. Editors, roll the clip.
I'm forgetting. What's the...
Heatmore.
Oh my god.
Heatmore.
Oh my god.
Heatmore.
Oh my god. Okay, so realistically, if they were to release in pairs, though, which I still don't think they're gonna do, but if they were to do it, I could totally see like a Durant Heatmore sort of pairing, because it would add fire types, which we only have 2, and it would add a bug type, which we only have 1, and a steel type, which we also only have 1, and it would give Gen 5 reps, which again, we only have 1, which is so weird because we have so many Pokemon.
What about ground types?
Well, I mean, yeah, ground type's another one. Again, I feel like though the next logical step would probably be something from Gen 5, if it's not Blastoise. I don't think that Sylveon or Greedent are the next ones, because we have 3 Gen 8 reps, which is the second most of any generation right now. And I get that it's the new gen, but still. And even if we go off of Gen 6 Pokemon, we also have 2 Gen 6 Pokemon, which was one of the smallest generations we ever had. So like I get Gen 7 only having Zera. I think that makes sense because it is the smallest generation we've had.
What about
Gen 5? It makes no sense for that.
What about how? Do we have many Gen 4s? We don't have many Gen 4s, so we could either do Mamoswine for Gen 4, or we could get a Excadrill Gen 5. I know people love their drill.
We have Garchomp Lucario right now.
Yeah, it's only 2. God, every gen just seems so sad compared to Generation 1.
Believe it or not, Josh, that is tied for the third most with Gen 6, for the third most being 2. Actually, now Hoenn can also join that because of Gardevoir. But still. I think realistically, though, the next slot probably goes to either Sylveon with the Eevee thing. B, it's an Eevee thing, but you could choose the Eevee pre-start. Or I think it's going to be a Gen 5 Pokemon, which I think of my options there would probably be either Druddigon, Durant, or like Excadrill's another cool one actually, because it adds another ground and a steel type, and it would probably be a really like a level 7 just evolution, well like a level 5 or like 6 evolution. I think I might try and break the mold on that one because it's only a 1 stage, sure, but it naturally evolves pretty. Never mind, I take that back. They're probably a level 5 evolution. Yeah, I was thinking it was in the 50s. Shut up. You know what I was going for.
I'm interested. How many 2 stages do we have? We have Alolan Ninetales. We have Slowbro.
We have Eldegoss. We have Wigglytuff.
Wigglytuff.
We'll have Blissey, because Blissey is confirmed to start at Chansey.
So that's 5 out of 22.
Yeah, but we also have, let's see, so we have Zera, we have Absol, we have Lucario, that all just flat out don't evolve, and Mr. Mime, too. So, I mean, that's actually a fair balance, to be fair, because the majority are sort of that. But I do think that, realistically, they're adding a 2-stage, which I guess Sylveon, again, fits that bill if they're going to go that route.
It could. So, Greedent fits that route, doesn't it?
No, it's not coming in. Greedent is not coming in. I promise you, whoever threw... I know that leakers sometimes throw in fake information so they don't get caught as easily by Nintendo. Whoever threw it in with the Sylveon leak to not get caught by Nintendo. I promise you. I promise you, Josh.
It was great.
it was not whoever added it in specifically added it in so the Sylveon leak did not get noticed.
They're best friends with Gray. I promise.
I promise you, it was not a Pokemon that's actually going to come to the game.
But if you keep saying that, but one day I'm going to match up against you on ranked. I'm going to come at you with a Squabit, and I'm just going to mess your whole day up.
Someone's going to timestamp this when Greedent comes to the game, and you're like, this age like 5 milk.
And then I'm just going to edit. I'm going to edit Squabit coming for you.
Thank you guys for watching the video, though. Hopefully you guys found this entertaining, and hopefully you guys figured out, with some sort of basis based on what we said, or just forming your own opinions when you think Blastoise will come. If you have any ideas, comment them down below, whether they're the same, whether they're different. We'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts are, because obviously if they are the same as something that we brought up, then it only solidifies that maybe it wasn't as out there as we were thinking, and if it's different, maybe it'll inspire us with just thinking of other things. While you're at it as well, leave a like and subscribe with notifications on for more 5-9 Gaming Unite content, or just 5-9 Gaming content in general. I'll let you say something.
I don't know what to say. Shut up and keep it an outro.
Say something.
All I say is peace out.
Just say that then.
What?
Just say with that said,
the
peace
outro.
out.
I don't want to do the outro.
Just say with that said, peace out. That's all I ask. Oh my god, Josh, you're making this more difficult than it has to be.
All right, guys. Peace out.